This time on Whatever We Want, we talk about
Hawkeye, episodes 1 and 2, Never Meet Your Heroes, and Hide and Seek. Spoilers, major, huge, big spoilers ahead. There are time codes down in the description if you would like to jump around. We talk everything from the new characters like Swordsman and Echo, what's going to happen next episode, and potential tie-ins to Spider-Man No Way Home and the rest of the MCU. All that and more. Enjoy! Pre-butter, peanut butter. Daniel, happy Thanksgiving. Woo!
Happy Thanksgiving, my guy.
We're all festive for our audio listeners. We've got special hats on. I've got a Thanksgiving turkey trot shirt on. Daniel looks like a giant baby, but it's a pilgrim hat.
Was it Pilgrim Woman? Is it the woman
I guess.
Wear these?
I don't know. I actually created a Thanksgiving song many years ago to annoy my sister. It's actually just the first verse of a Thanksgiving song, but I'd like to perform it here today.
Hit me with it.
When Halloween is come and gone, and Christmas isn't here, we gather round the table for a special time of year. Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving. That's all I have so far.
That's pretty
Maybe
good,
I'll
dude.
extend it. Thank you. Because there's no Thanksgiving songs. There's like some Halloween, like Monster Mash, and then it's just Christmas. So I was like, we need a Thanksgiving song. And I came up with half a verse of one.
Pretty legit.
I hope everyone's having a good Thanksgiving. This releases on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I hope everybody's doing a good time with their family and all that.
Anyways, we have a lot to talk about. We have 2 episodes of Hawkeye. You ready to jump into the introduction?
Yeah, let's just jump right into it, dude.
You may want us to talk about this or that, but we don't care. We're going to talk about whatever we want. Welcome back to Whatever We Want the podcast where we, Jake and Daniel, 2 obviously handsome gentlemen, talking about movies, TV shows, giving behind-the-scenes insights, filmmaking techniques, all that jazz, and more. We do care what you want us to talk about. We just say that's the little jingle we made a while ago. We're talking about Hawkeye. Woo! Let's just jump into episode 1.
Dude.
Never Meet Your Heroes. What do you think overall?
I thought it was great how it opened up with Kate and how... Like, it showed, like, how she was
Avengers.
inspired and all that. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think it was be going back to that.
It was cool to
Like,
see it
cool to
from
see.
a different perspective.
From, like, a civilian perspective, you know?
Also, it's like, it's probably rough to have a penthouse in New York at that time. Because, like, you're at, like, the top of the, like, where they're going to hit first, pretty much, to the highest
right next
point.
to, like, Stark Avengers Tower at that time.
Yeah, it's a cool view, but, like...
But, like...
Also, I wonder who bought... Like, I know we knew from, like, Spider-Man Homecoming that, like, he was selling the Avengers Tower, but we never found out who it was. Do you think it's, like, Oscorp or, like, the Fantastic Four? Because they mentioned it again in this series.
I have no idea. I could see it being, like, the Fantastic... I don't know. It could be Fantastic Four. Because I feel like they're not going to do... There's theories before it was, like, Oscorp.
Right. Maybe it's, like, nothing, but when the multiverse merges, it'll be...
Marges.
Oscorp maybe or something. I don't know.
That'd be awesome to see. Actually, that's what I think could happen. It could be that, or it could be Fantastic Four. I think it's going to be one of the two. Either that, or it could be some other corporation like Roxxon, or AIM.
I really liked just after this opening scene. The opening credits had just showed like her growing up, so it doesn't like not waste time, but it doesn't have to show the audience that like. In real life, it's just the opening credits shows like she's done all this training, she's just done martial arts. I thought it was a creative way to get the audience up to speed.
Also, just the whole graphic style in general.
Yeah.
I really liked. So kudos to the team that did that. I mean, the illustrators and designers that did that whole intro was awesome.
Yeah. And then we get into the Christmas mood. And what did you think of Rogers the Musical?
It's so bad.
I loved it. I would pay to see that.
Why did they add Pym at that? Like, what?
I could do this all day. Or whatever it was.
Like, okay,
I was like vibing to that.
That was like the line, okay?
That was so good.
But
I would definitely see that.
I get Clint's perspective here. Also,
yeah, no,
I
I felt bad because like it made me feel bad because I was like I could do this all day, like dancing in my seat, and then like I just saw Clint, and I was like, oh my gosh,
Clint,
like
thinking about Natasha.
This would be so tough for him. Like they showed that really well.
Because he can't do it all day. He can't. He wants to. But he stopped. He literally stopped doing that stuff.
No,
so
the
that
day
he could be
ended,
with his
so
family.
he's done. His shift is over. They did a good job of showing how traumatic that would be for Clint. And also shows us Clint's hearing aid introduced from the comics, which would make sense after years of Avengering that your ears would be really messed up. I also really like, so Hawkeye's daughter, Leela Barton, she's played by Ava Russo, who's actually Joe Russo's daughter. They like casted her for her when she was a few years older in Endgame, and they just kept her. So it's cool that like small role that Joe Russo gave to his daughter, she like auditioned
like working out.
is like still like now a big part in a series. But I wanted to mention, I think it's cool that Marvel is exploring TV shows, because when there's like a movie, like a tentpole movie, like the hype like ramps up and is super intense for like a week or two, and then it like kind of dies off. With a TV show, that hype like spreads out and is like across like a month and a half or something like that, however long the series is. So I just thought that was cool, interesting. And then we're introduced to present day Kate Bishop destroying a bell tower. She gets off pretty easy for doing that. Like,
she does.
Just like,
I mean,
we'll pay for it. You lose your credit card. Like, what?
I mean, yeah, but you know, they got money. They're loaded.
Yeah.
It's like a different perspective, I guess. Oh, you destroy like a... How much do you think that would cost to do both a bell and clock tower?
A lot.
Ugh.
I don't know. What are your thoughts on just Haley Steinfeld's performance?
Amazing job. Amazing.
I really like that her as like an actress. I watched her a few years ago on something, and then like she's been in Bumblebee, and I really think she does a great job. And I'm excited to see how she does in this. So I'm going to jump ahead. Who do you think is like behind like everything? We're getting introduced to a lot of characters, but we get introduced to like at like this black market underground deal, like her mom's fiance, like Jack, whatever his name is. Jack Duquesne.
That name's familiar.
He's actually in the comics, Jack Duquesne, the fiance of the mom. He's called the Swordsman in the comics. He was like a circus performer that is like really good at doing sword fights, which we see in that fencing thing. But he also has like a criminal background. So I'm wondering how much of that's going to be like, he's going to be like a criminal overlord or something like that. I think him and the mom might be in cahoots, because I think something might be up with that. And the mom seems to be just turning a blind eye to everything that Kate brings up. So I think the mom might also be a bad guy. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, it makes sense because there's benefits that come with that. Because like when we start off with Kate, right? Her family is going through financial trouble. Like they're talking about selling the penthouse and stuff like that. Now, it seems like they're still well off right now, but we don't know how much of that's still transferred. So
I think I don't know. Yeah, something that must have turned around. Maybe.
But either way, I mean, she has a security firm now, but like the inheritance there could be a good motive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, inheritance from Armand that they killed, potentially. Yeah. I mean, he had the, what's it called? The candy. Butterscotch. I saw that. I was like, and Kate was like,
but at the same time, okay, so here's the thing, right? I get that as like a ploy, but like they're also related. So like you can't just say it. That's like, yeah, I don't know.
Like they could just both like butterscotch, maybe.
Like they could both just. He could have been over before he died, like not that night, but like had grabbed some, or like I don't know. So I get the idea there, but like it's a loose lead. But with him being like a swordsman, and then like, you know, him dying from a sword, like that makes more sense. And also the fact that we as the audience know that he took the Ronin sword, like
true. Yeah, I wonder if like you could track that, like it was the Ronin sword or something like that.
Well, it's probably gonna be on the death or autopsy. I don't know if they're gonna be trying to get to the body later. Because
maybe
it depends on how he killed him. If he killed him with like the expandable feature, like you'd be able to tell that, right?
I don't know. I'm not an autopsy professional or sword professional, although I wish I was. I have an interesting theory though that I think could progress. Wait, let me check how many episodes. There's gonna be 6 episodes of Hawkeye, so that'll bring us to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to right after when Spider-Man releases. So Spider-Man releases between episodes 5 and 6, and both of these take place in Christmas of 2024 in the MCU. I think what's gonna happen is something's gonna like explode in the multiverse in like Spidey No Way Home, and that's gonna impact and influence the end of Hawkeye, and something crazy is gonna happen. Maybe Hawkeye will die, and maybe Kate Bishop will like take up the mantle of Hawkeye from that point on. Or I think that could potentially happen.
I wouldn't want that to happen. My boy Clint. You guys' family back just to die? That'd be kind of rude.
Yeah, but I think that could be, or it could just be his excuse to like retire or something. But I think episode 5 of Hawkeye is gonna happen. Then Spider-Man's gonna happen. The multiverse is gonna break open, and then we'll see the aftermath of that in Hawkeye episode 6, which is like right before Christmas.
I think we will see that in the aftermath. Like it's gonna be getting into like the next arc of the MCU. We know that we're gonna be getting to the multiverse stuff. But there's also an arc here that we're starting to see in these first 2 episodes, and it's where Kate was talking to Clint about what he's selling, right? And it's about inspiration. Because what we're getting right now is the next generation of the Avengers. So
Young Avengers. Did you see there's an interview with with Haley Steinfeld where someone from the audience asks about like Young Avengers starting up, and Kate like turns around to look at Kevin, like kind of concerned, like, can I say anything? And Kevin Feige's just like staring at her like, do not say anything stare. So like maybe. Do you think she's gonna like start inspiring people, or do you think by the end of Hawkeye, Hawkeye will start like
Clint is going to be more
selling
of a mentor.
inspiration?
Like he's going to stop being like actually doing the action, but he's going to be more like the mentor role, maybe.
Okay.
I mean, also kind of just seeing it here with how he's like teaching her stuff like subtly, like how to lose a lead or like how to properly mend herself.
True. We only have 6 episodes for it, so we'll see how much they can do. Because right now they do not like, or he does not like her. But yeah. So then we get into episode 2. Like episode 1 happens, like we said. Hawkeye and Kate Bishop finally meet at the end of episode 1, and they interact. I love though, like, I mean, not that her apartment burns down, but when he like catches the Molotov and chucks it back, that was sick.
Dude, that was badass, dude.
Oh, sorry. I want to talk about. I really like. So speaking of like creative fights, I really liked in the wine cellar when she was kicking butt with like the different bottles of wine. Like that was so creative and so cool. Like I
liked when she like punched through the rack and like the bottle shot through and got the guy.
That was cool.
Also, there was that one shot where she's like posing like this, you know, and the mafia guy shot the bottle. Like, I feel like that's like 10 times harder to do.
He's just showing off. He's like, this is a warning shot. I know you have plot armor, but I could shoot you if I wanted to.
At the same time, I'm sure the Ronin suit is probably like bulletproof. Or maybe I'm just thinking of like a T'Challa
I don't think
thing.
so.
I might be getting the suits mixed up.
I do like, though, her in the Ronin suit, like, the
how it's
hood
too big
looks a little too big and like a little awkward, which is funny because she's like a kid and like it looked pretty cool on Hawkeye and Endgame, but then to see her like kind of goofing around in it, I thought that was really cool because she wouldn't be like an expert. She seemed pretty good, pretty capable for the most part.
Yeah,
but
I mean, fighting off against all these mafia guys, like
the tracksuit gang. That's the dumbest. Like I still can't tell if that's like a legit name or not. That's the dumbest name.
No, that's definitely the name.
What would you name your mafia gang if to compete with that ridiculousness? You should be the baby gang because
we'd be the. Yeah, I was gonna say we should be like the Pilgrim Mafia or something like that.
The Pilgrim Pals.
Yeah.
What am I? The Turkey Trotters. I don't know.
Trotter.
No, yeah, Turkey Trolls. I don't know.
Pilgrim Pillagers.
Okay.
Sorry, that just came to mind.
No, you're good. I like in how Clint in the drugstore knows exactly what supplies like they're gonna need to clean the wounds, like their wounds, because he's been Avengering for so long and he's just a dude. Like he probably has to do this
again,
like
it's
all
related
the
to
time.
Like the human nature of like his character. Like, yeah, he is Avenger, but like he doesn't have like Asgardian skin or like super soldier serum.
Rubbing alcohol, and he like is like bottom shelf. Like he barely glances, and he knows like the layout of the drugstore because he's probably been in like a million drugstores to get these same like 7 things to clean his wounds kind of thing.
Yeah.
I really liked how they show, and they're exploring in the series, how much Hawkeye sacrifices for his hero work. Like they explored it a little bit before, but like he's kind of like Spider-Man, like where he does the right thing for the greater good, but that often comes at the expense of time with his family and time for himself. So I really like how they're showing that. I feel bad for him. I feel bad for the guy.
Yeah, I mean, especially it also becomes more tragic. Like again, like the beginning of it when we were like looking at Tasha and stuff too, and Rogers. But
Rogers the musical. I could do this all day.
But no, he has a lot of trauma, and like it's tough to see because at the same time, like he's trying to just get back to normalcy. And no matter what he does, no matter where he goes,
he's always dragged back in.
Well,
a 22-year-old kid.
But even when he's paying for or wants to pay for dinner at the Chinese place, or like he wanted to be normal, but he couldn't. Be. So that hit much deeper.
He's too busy LARPing. Before we get to LARPing, I just want to say Hawkeye's haircut is so much better than it is in Endgame. I'm so glad they changed that back. Yes. But which represents like his sanity coming back for his family's back. But also, let's just get to LARPing, like Hawkeye LARPing. Like that was so funny. It's something I just never expected to ever see, but I'm glad it happened. The live action role play, like the slow mo, and like this epic. He's like going through like tons of people, like
he's actually
taking
like
them down. He's like a hero. The slow mo.
He finally gets to the guy. I like how he tracked the guy down through like social media. He just saw him like on a post.
I like how he's like, and I fought Thanos. Like he's going against this guy. I like the guy. Cling, cling, cling,
like, cling. Yeah, that guy.
That would so be me. It's just like, that That's
Do
so
you think
funny.
they have do you think they have like a sound effect guy for like every like honorable battle like that?
Maybe.
So that's just
But
like
they
his
have like
job.
different. What if they have like, all right, you do the clings, I'll do like the horse, like ba-bum, 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 ba-dum, like as they're going along.
There's, it's just
I'll be
all
the
the
shades.
bards.
Shing. It's all what?
It's just all the bards in the party.
Yeah. I'll be the action music. Dun 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 dun. Or no, it's like a guy just singing Rogers the Musical. Like that's the theme song of the LARP.
Clint just goes full out like no, like actually like hitting people. Too far.
What if it would be so funny if they like took the Avengers theme and made it from like a non-diegetic to like a diegetic? There's like a guy singing da 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 as they're like fighting. Oh, we should do this. Let's make a LARP.
Do you think the
of
Avengers theme is in the MCU?
I don't know, but I really wish it was.
Imagine
like,
if
I love
it was
when
like
they
played.
change those like non-diegetic to like diegetic. Non-diegetic means like in film it's like not in the world, but diegetic means like playing on the radio like it is in. So like non-diegetic would be like the score, but like diegetic, like the Guardians of the Galaxy play with it a lot. Like often the score is like a popular 70s song, and then it like pans into like Star-Lord, who then is playing it on his like cassette player. So that goes from non-diegetic to diegetic. So it'd be really cool if like the score of Avengers did that in LARPing.
Or even in the musical. Like imagine if it was in the musical.
Yeah.
Like as a score there. That would have been cool.
I kind of want to go back and listen to those cues. I wonder like how much they developed Rogers the Musical, if they just developed like that song, or if they like develop like an actual musical whole thing behind it. Because I know Marvel does often develop like things very deeply. So I wonder if there is like a Rogers the Musical out there.
You Googling that now?
Yes. When they were pitching it was an innocent suggestion in one of our meetings. And then Renner said, dude, I love this already. When he first heard about it. Yeah, they said if we're going to produce a Broadway show, we're going to have it be a part of Avengers history.
We need to see a mashup.
Oh, wow. Scott Whitman, the composer behind the musical Hairspray, actually worked on Rogers the Musical.
Oh.
That's really cool.
That's awesome.
There was a full production, Renner said. Performance was shot over 2 days in front of hundreds of people in Atlanta, Georgia. Wow.
Really?
I guess it was a whole number.
Okay, so it wasn't a whole production, it was just a whole number.
But still, the number was like a full song. Like they did the whole song like as a Broadway production. Yeah, so I that's kind of cool, kind of interesting. Rogers the Musical. Then like he gets the suit back, and it's interesting blocking. We then cut to Kate and her mom and the almost future stepdad at dinner. She sat like one seat removed from him just to kind of emphasize that disconnect and show that separation between them. So I thought that was kind of cool that they did that. Then they fence. I like how she's fencing in those like her aunt's like floral pants. Still, that was funny. Like she didn't change. And then the tracksuit gang captures Hawkeye.
Yep.
And at the end, we see Echo. That character at the end, that lady is Echo. She also known as Maya Lopez. In the comics, she's actually like a Daredevil character, and she actually was Ronin in the comics before Hawkeye was. So my theory is that she was Ronin. I think she was Ronin before Hawkeye, like Clint Barton took up that mantle, and maybe she was blipped like during the snap, like she got snapped away. Then Hawkeye took up the mantle and kind of got the name of Ronin into a bunch of trouble, and now she's upset that he's like taken up her identity, and now she's kind of getting back at him. Maybe that's my potential theory. Maybe they're gonna work together.
Yeah,
I don't know, but I think that could be a connection there because she is Ronin in the comics before Hawkeye was. So, do you think Hawkeye's gonna make it home to Christmas?
I think it's gonna be tight. Like he's gonna try his best, and then something's gonna happen, and then
I think he will.
The blip stuff. Or no, he's going to get home, and that's going to be not the blip, you know what I mean, the multiverse stuff.
Right. I think what's going to happen, so there's 4 episodes left, and I think they said there's 5 days till Christmas, so I think every episode is going to be another day.
Yeah.
And then he's going to make it home right before Christmas, hopefully. Yeah. So what do you think is going to happen next time?
So he's going to be talking to Echo, and we try to work out a deal.
Yeah, they'll probably, like, figure out if she is a good guy or bad guy. We'll get some backstory on her, maybe.
Yeah. So, I mean, she wanted him alive. So there's negotiating to be had. I feel like Clint has something that she wants, whether it be the Ronin mantle or something
the suit,
else.
Maybe.
They also want Kate because Kate prevented them from doing their deal. There's also importance with the watch.
Yeah, they want. I don't know what that watch is about, really.
It's from the Avengers
compound. Whose watch is it? Do you think?
I don't know.
It might be like a nanotech watch or something. Or some other like hidden abilities, like maybe like an Iron Man something. Basically, this article I'm reading has no idea. But yeah, so Yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see next week. We'll cover next week's episode as well.
I feel like Clint and Kate are going to have like this debt that they need to pay off to the mafia to get them off their back.
The tracksuit mafia.
Yeah, with this watch thing.
TSM.
So they're going to try to do that and then try to get Clint home. But then Kate's going to pull Clint in with like the whole murder thing, and Clint's going to be like, I don't want any part of this, but then he's going to be dragged in.
Yeah.
Yada, yada.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, ready for Patron shoutouts?
Yeah, hit me with them.
Cue the Epic Star Wars music. Boosh, got Patron Lloyd, Frank, Rick, Lisa, Evan, Tony. Thank you so much for pledging the tier. You can see the shout out if you want to support us over on Patreon. Link is down in the description. You get episodes early, the audio episode early, special benefits, cool perks, all that jazz and more. We talk to you sometimes. You get to vote on certain podcast episodes. Yeah, thank you so much to our Patreon supporters. We're able to do giveaways because of you. Let's also do a comment review shout out. If you want to leave a review or a comment, we will shout them out. So if you want to leave a review on a YouTube video or a comment on the comments for review on Apple Podcasts, maths, words. So on our episode, Who Would Win? Fandom characters that we had with Julia, Carson, the amazing Carson said, you got to do another one of these. So we should do another one of those. That would be really cool. I do enjoy them. So
it was awesome, dude. I love going.
Yeah, it was fun.
Different characters. I wish you guys knew more about Shaggy and his ultimate power.
But I have another one. I want to pitch shape for next time, but it's going to be Mando versus Cad Bane from Star Wars.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool.
So we'll talk about that another time. If you want to leave a comment about what you're looking forward to in Hawkeye. All right. So.
How many arrows do you think they're going to use? Put that down.
Right. Will they have infinite quiver? They're probably going to make a joke about that at some point. I hope they do.
I like how there's a joke earlier. There's no trick arrows because we know that there's going to be a point where they get trick arrows.
They're setting up a lot of things. I'm excited for those payoffs.
Yeah.
All right. Ready for introduction?
Yes. Tell me when.
When?
We just talking about whatever we want to talk about, and now we're done.
Thank you so much for listening. Seriously, really appreciate it. We will be back next week for Hawkeye episode 3. So make sure to stay tuned for that. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.